When managing IT transformation projects, what we find is that every organisation wants to do them slightly differently. So some organisations may want a huge amount of end user engagement. Some organisations may just want to push the change down to their end users. So consequently, we've had to evolve our software to handle all of those different situations. So a good example will be we had one of our customers really wanted their users to schedule their laptop replacements. So people were having to bring their machines into the environment to get them swapped over to the next one. They had an awful lot of users that wouldn't turn up, no shows, and that was all costing lots of money. So their requirement was that we had a scheduling system that the users could go and pick their date and time for the replacement versus what we used to do, which is have it all on a spreadsheet and then phone the user, try and negotiate a time and have them not turn up. So consequently, what we've seen is an over 100% increase in the amount of users that have turned up for their laptop replacements because they chose the date from a selection rather than doing it the old traditional way. So that's a good example of how requirements have changed and how we've had to evolve to support those requirements. When you look at IT projects and platforms, it's quite common to have an 80-20 type rule. So most of what we do is very similar, whether it's a healthcare organisation or an investment bank. However, 20% of that generally changes. So items like the email communications that we might provide to end users, or the look and feel of a self-service portal, or what it's actually doing within the process, the kinds of automations that we might trigger, all of that is variable. So whilst there isn't a one-size-fits-all approach, there is certainly a commonality across all of our organisations in how to manage things like an IT transformation programme or subsequently evergreen IT. And this gives us the ability to then bring best practices into the environment because of what we've learned elsewhere. So quite commonly, most organisations will ask Juriba, how do we manage these IT transformation projects? First question, and we can then provide them with effectively a template and a framework that allows them to start quickly, but then change the things they want to change. There's lots of case studies for successful IT transformation projects that Juriba's been involved in. So over the last 11 years, we've managed over 8 million assets to their next platform. So consequently, across all of the organisations we deal with, healthcare right the way through to investment banking, we have a number of case studies. One of the interesting ones recently was that we did a firm of lawyers in the US called Pillsbury Law. It was quite a small organisation, so about 1,500 assets. Previously, they'd had an awful lot of pain in managing their Windows XP to 7 migration. So they were looking to do things differently this time. They wanted a better end user experience with the process of both selecting their new machine, but also automation around how that process was going to run so we could do it more efficiently and with a much smaller team. And consequently, Dashworks, our product, was brought into the mix to help manage that program, and they completed it faster with a lot less resource and a much better end user experience, and more importantly, better end user feedback, so that the next program is immediately going straight into the same solution so that we can now manage the forthcoming evergreen IT projects. Across the private sector, Dashworks has been hugely well received as an innovative product into a space that's been very traditionally managed. So we have, as we've grown up in IT, there's lots of people my sort of age that have been managing these projects in the old way, and we've done it over and over and over again using the same methodologies. So Dashworks and Juriba as a company is now providing a much more innovative way of managing these projects, and that innovation is something that the CIOs and CTOs of this world are really driving, because they want their users to have a better experience with these projects. They don't want it to be as disruptive as it has been in the past, and so consequently, by bringing tooling in, like with any digital transformation, bringing tooling in can give you a much better overall experience of a project, and then have the knock-on effect of lower risk and lower cost and those productivity gains that we aspire to.